it's a possibility this will go for 2 hours. It might just go for one. Um, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to post them on the YouTube or the Facebook chat. If anyone would like to join, if you hit there should be a link on the Facebook event for how to purchase a ticket. Okay, so we're just gonna start in. And once again, this is to my left is Tara. Below her is Rochelle, and Amber is directly below me. Okay, where's my rock? There's my rock. Okay. Right. So if you guys ever hear me going quiet, it's really just because I'm concentrating and trying to bring something through. And the first thing that was really coming through actually was for you, Tara. There was like there's a female energy coming through, and this female energy was somebody that was like a best friend. I don't know who this person is, but this is someone very close to you, would be somewhat of a contemporary to you, if not just slightly above you. I don't know if this is a best friend or if this is like a cousin who was a best friend to you, or maybe even an aunt. Um, this person was coming through and they kept talking about situations about a beach. Does this make any sense to you? I keep hearing the word beach. No, no, and no is okay because that just means we need to do more, right? That's okay, and that's okay. No is okay. That just means we need to do more. Um, I mean, I already know that your grandmother's here, and because she's always going to be here with you. But I'm just sensing someone who's roughly your age. I don't know if this is a former partner. I don't know if this is a friend. But I'm not saying this person died on the beach or anything like that. What I'm saying is like they're bringing back a memory of the beach as a happy time. Um, so I don't know if this is something that would make sense to you. Um, and if we can't piece together who she is, we'll go back to grandma because grandma's willing to talk. Okay. Okay, and that's fine. Sometimes it just, like later on, you'll be like, "Oh, I know who you were talking about," because I've had that happen quite a few times before. Um, okay. What was that? Was that mom in the background or Amber? Are you okay? Because I don't know where that sound was coming from, but are you okay, Amber? Okay. All right. So this is kind of strange. So grandma's kind of bringing through. She's talking about a past relationship. And this would be someone who was kind of recent, and this is a romantic partner that she's talking about. um, she was actually talking about like the relationship kind of being almost invalid, like there was a lot of dishonesty going on in the relationship. Okay, does this make sense? Okay. um, Almost to the point where, not that there was any type of physical violence, but to the point where you felt like this person kept bringing you down, your trust kept getting whittled down, and that you didn't know if you would actually be able to end this relationship and be okay. Okay, this all makes sense. Okay, good. So at least we're on the right track here. Um, Now I don't know. Like I'm very uncertain if this person had cheated, but it seems like this person was planning on cheating. Okay, so I don't know if they actually went through with it, but there was cheating going on. Um, okay, and I'm being brought to a ceremony. Now, I know you and I have talked privately. We had hung out that one day when you gave me all those snacks, and I'm going to blame you for turning me into Steve the Large. Um, um, but anyway, what was I going to say? Because I remember you called her your ex-wife, but I'm being shown like a ceremony. It wasn't like a big ceremony or anything like that, but I'm being shown like a small ceremony just to commemorate the two of you getting together. Um, and actually going with the idea that you would be domestic partners. Okay. And even then, there was a feeling in your, like, I'm being told there was a feeling in your gut that you weren't really sure that this is what you really wanted to do. Okay. Not that you were forced into into it in any way. It was just kind of like you had this feeling in the back of your mind, like, is this really what I want? Is this really going to pan out the way I want it to pan out? Okay, so Grandma's definitely highlighting that. Hi Stash, everyone. The kitty is about to join us. Come on, come on. No, okay. Um, so she's mentioning that, and she's also mentioning like, uh, I almost feel like part of this caused a strain on your relationship with your father. I kind of feel like Dad had a bit of a problem with this. Okay, are you coming up or not? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Up, up. Good boy. Everybody say hi to the kitty. Sorry, everybody. Management needs to be fed. Okay, hold on. One. Over here. Everybody wants to see you. Come here. Two.
How old is he?
He'll be 4 in September.
So cute.
Yeah, my baby. Yeah, okay. Even though somebody was trying to bite me earlier. Not hard. Like he was playing. He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Angel, yes, I don't want to interrupt the reading, so you don't have to acknowledge, but I just want to say hello. And Kitty, yes, hi, Angel. How are you? Welcome. Um, so this kind of put a strain between your father, between you and your father, either because your father didn't really approve of her, or didn't approve of a same-sex marriage. Okay, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and the thing is like I feel Grandma coming through, and Grandma is like, if I could, I
She definitely would have.
okay, because Grandma's the kind of person, like, she really, when she comes through, she's the kind of person that is like, she speaks her mind.
Oh yeah.
And
She always did.
and she's not afraid to call it like it is. And the funny thing is I'm still being brought to this friend, and I don't know who this is, but this person would be like a friend, almost like a best friend. um like, and even she's highlighting it. And I don't know if this was something that maybe happened when you were younger, but I feel like this is somebody who you've lost. It was somebody that was a friend of yours. And I feel like you guys had a very happy moment on a beach. Like, nothing romantic or anything like that, just a moment. And it was like their favorite moment of the two of you. This could have been someone you were friends with in school. I don't have a name, but this is what I feel. And I feel like this person is kind of next to Grandma. And I don't mean that, like, and what I mean that is like they're both here for you. So I know this may not be ringing a bell for you, but she is very like, this person who comes through feels very, very loving. Kind of like appreciative of the friendship, appreciative of the person that you are and that you were to them. Appreciative of the fact that it was almost like you paid attention to this person when nobody else would. Okay, and I know this might still not be ringing a bell for you, but this is the message that she wanted to bring through.
I'm sure it'll probably be like 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be like, oh.
That's okay. That's okay. Uh, so yeah, back to Grandma. So Grandma is pretty much saying that even if you didn't have Dad's blessing, you would always have hers. Okay. Okay. And now she wants to bring. Now she's kind of highlighting career. So she's kind of saying that you are where you are, but she feels like there's a change in career coming for you. Okay. Like, this is not. It's not outside of your field. It's just something different. Almost either could be like a promotion or a transfer someplace, but it's someplace where you're gonna have more responsibility and be doing a lot more of administrative stuff. Okay. So that's coming through. So I don't know how to say this in a politically correct way. So I'm going to say this and hope that Amber will slap me later. Um, Amber, you got the paddle ready?
I do.
Okay.
What are you about to do?
I can just see Amber's stress level going nuts right now. Um, so I'm gonna ask a question because I need to know how you feel about this because of something that I'm being shown that's gonna be coming your way, and it's really gonna be up to you to allow it to come your way. But the question is, how do you feel about like a polyamorous relationship? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel what I'm being shown is a man and a woman being brought to you, and both of them are potential romantic partners. But it would be sort of at the same time.
That's interesting.
Okay. And I feel like you're gonna meet them pretty much at the same time. Like like maybe within a few days of each other or a couple weeks of each other. But the three of you are really gonna grow close together very quickly. And it may be something that will come along. And again, you don't have to commit to a polyamorous relationship. I'm just saying this is like a possibility coming forward to you. Just so you know, as a medium reading, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what can happen. And it's up to you to allow that to happen. Right? It's like I'm giving you the weather. It's up to you to decide how to dress and respond to the weather, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a chance of that. And then again, you may choose one or the other, but I feel like you're actually going to have a stronger connection with the male. Okay. um Slightly stronger, not like, more like, okay. And the thing that's going to make that connection stronger is that he's going to have a lot more of the same values that you do, insofar as like the things that you want, goals, dreams, things, beliefs and stuff like that, and someone who would be very, very willing to treat you right, kind of go out of their way to make sure you're happy before they're happy. Okay. So this person is not about themselves, they're about you. Okay, and getting someone that grandma, and I quote from grandma, someone that you deserve because you love everybody. It's time for someone to love you.
Sounds like her.
Okay. um I also feel like you get your sweet tooth from her. Okay, because all I keep seeing is bowls and bowls of candy, and I know that it's not yours. Okay, it's almost like you go to grandma's house and you're getting candy. Okay, it's surprising that no one has diabetic. Okay, sound right, Debbie?
She's upstairs right now, but she would be laughing, saying, "Yeah."
Okay. um so like I really hope that makes sense. Now, I get the sense that you're going to be moving. And I know that you and I had discussed this, but I don't remember the details of what we discussed back when we hung out. But I feel like you're going to still be you're going to be temporarily out of state and then coming back to the state. So I don't know if this is you're going to be planning to move, there's a vacation and then you're coming back. But
Well, I have an option,
okay.
but
No, but we haven't decided on
hope
that.
they stay here.
Um but the thing is you're going to end up coming back here, and I don't mean ending up in a bad way. It's just, you're going to go do that. You might be there. I kind of feel like maybe it's in between when something's getting ready for you to move. Okay, you may end up going somewhere else. You may end up visiting a friend. You may end up visiting maybe another family member. I don't know, but it's you're going out of state for at least a week,
Okay.
and then at that point when you get back, things will be ready, and then you're going to start your move. Okay, and I kind of feel like this is going to happen closer to like either to the end of mid to end fall. Okay, I mean it could be the earliest would be like just end of summer, but I feel like that you definitely have all of this rolling by the beginning of winter. Okay, if it's snowing, I'm not helping you move. Um, okay, yeah, the Steve does not do snow. Um, what?
I hate
That
snow.
makes two of us. Amber, we're gonna have to force her to move in the spring.
Okay.
So, you kind of really hope that makes sense. Now she's also talking about there's an opportunity to bring mom with you. Okay. And grandma keeps saying, don't let my family split up.
She was always the glue.
Okay. Like she doesn't really, and I'm going to be very politically correct and very polite here, but all I will say is that she does not care for dad. Like she doesn't really care what dad does. Um, she's like, he's not my responsibility. He goes, my responsibility are my girls and my grandson. Okay. Um, Now, does mom have sisters?
No.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out who the other female connection is. So I'm either mom had sisters or grandma had sisters.
My grandmother had a lot of siblings.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go with their. Most of them are deceased at this point. Most, if not all of them. Okay, so then this is not who we're talking about because she's highlighting somebody who's still alive. Um, and you don't have a sister because you have a brother, right?
I have a sister.
You have a sister. Holy hell. Okay, then that's who she's talking about. I could have sworn you had a brother. Um, okay, so she's highlighting the sister then. I feel like there's some sort of a struggle with the sister. I feel like she feels like she's also caught in between two worlds. Like she's the kind of person who tries to please. She's like a people pleaser almost in a way. Like she's trying to please mom and she's trying to please dad at the same time. Okay, and I kind of feel like she has a stronger connection with dad. No, she has a stronger connection with mom. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I keep seeing her and dad like this.
Used to be me.
Oh, okay. What's the matter, kitten? Everything I get wrong today, I blame you. Um,
Force
he just looked at me like, "What?" Um, where was it? Okay, so there's definitely that feeling like that there's going to be a split, but the thing is that everyone's going with mom. I don't feel like anyone's really going to be hanging out with dad. I kind of feel like dad. Now, did dad remarry? Okay, and does he have someone that maybe he's been talking to? Okay, because I'm seeing. Oh, we don't talk about that. Oh, okay. Oops. Dang it, Grandma. We're not supposed to talk about these things. Um, because I kind of feel like that there's going to be some sort of big news surrounding that.
Oh boy.
Um, but anyway, going back to your sister and mom. I kind of feel like there's still a struggle with the sister, and I don't know what the struggle is. Now, I don't know if the sister really hasn't figured out what she wants to do with her life, or if she's just not content with where things are. But I feel like she's gonna be entering a period of like self discovery and be like, oh, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm meant to do with my life.
Nice.
Okay, and I get the feeling that, and now I don't know if comes from, and if you don't want me to talk about this, just all you have to do is say, Steve, I understand, and then I stop. But I kind of feel like there's a struggle, and not like a major struggle, but I feel like there's something with either alcohol or drugs because I feel like that she's, at least lately, really hasn't been very sober a lot.
My sister.
hmm I feel like that she's going, not like she has a problem. I really want to make sure that I'm emphasizing like she's not a drug addict, she's not an alcoholic.
I understand.
But she's been doing a little bit more than social drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. And grandma is saying that she really needs to stop. She says because for whatever reason, she is the kind of person that is susceptible to issues with her liver. And she's okay, she's fine now, but if she keeps doing this within 2 to 3 years, she's going to start noticing a problem. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. Ilana. Okay, I'm sorry. Alana from Facebook, you say you want to be read. Absolutely. If you go to stevethemedium.com, underneath the intro videos, there is a thing to buy a ticket, the $25 ticket to get read. Once you purchase that, I will give you the Zoom link to come in on the call, and then I'll happily read you. Okay. Okay. Um, Did it?
Yeah.
Well, there goes my plans for the night. Um, okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not done with Tara. Rochelle, you have an uncle that's coming through. And I feel like this is the uncle that didn't get a chance to talk last time. It was because I know that grandma talked last time for you. Um, but I feel like there's an uncle coming from you, coming for you. Okay. Um, I'm telling you, your uncle, he needs to wait his turn. um, I don't know who this is. This person is alive. Um, there's a J name, and I feel like this person is male. This person is associated with you. Um, I feel like this is somebody that you would know that would have been an acquaintance, not a friend. This would have been someone that maybe you hung out with other people. But this person would be someone that both you and your sister know. Okay, and this is the person that um, has been. The thing is like the impressions I'm getting is like I'm going past, present, past, present, past, present. So I'm trying to figure out my tenses here. Um, and what's coming through is mostly this person is the person that kind of helped your sister along with the social drinking and kind of introduced your sister to like the social drinking, and then your sister's kind of taking it a little bit beyond that. Okay, I don't know if this rings a bell to you, but it's definitely a J name. It's a J. So this could be John, Jerry, James, Jack. Okay. So I don't know who this is, but I definitely feel like this J name coming through. Okay. So there is that. Hold on. Huh. Okay. Oh, now I hear it. It really is pouring out there.
Yeah.
Um. Well, I guess no barbecue for me tonight.
Aw. Sorry.
Not your fault. Darn it, Tara. Fix the weather. Um.
I wish I could.
Right. Okay. So, do you have any questions before?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. I really kind of hope that this has brought you some kind of information, some kind of validation, and also knowing that Grandma understands and respects what you've gone through as far as the relationships that you've been in, especially the one that didn't work out, and the way that you were treated very unfairly. You gave and gave and gave. The other person took and took and took, and there wasn't a whole lot of give back. Okay. I kind of feel like maybe she was like almost like a narcissist. Okay. So apparently, Grandma liked to watch TV a lot. Because what I'm being told is that one of the things that she's saying as she's saying goodbye, she's like, when you go to watch TV later, I'll be sitting next to you. So I guess maybe somebody needs to get that bowl of candy out. Okay. All right. Okay. So Rochelle, I really feel an uncle coming, this uncle energy or this male energy coming through for you. And I almost feel like I'm going to get this wrong. So, I mean, yes, your grandma is still here with you, and if necessary, we'll let grandma talk because grandma likes to talk. Um, but this uncle energy or this male energy feels like someone who was um, really around like animals a lot, and I mean like horses. I keep seeing and hearing horses. Does this make sense to you?
No, not yet.
Okay, that's fine. We'll keep going, and hopefully we'll be able to bring him through. Um, I feel like this person was just, I don't know if this person was, because I keep seeing horses and I keep seeing like a barn. I don't know if this person was raised near one or if this person had friends that they would go to one, but he's really making an emphasis of a barn, and he's making an emphasis of horses. Uh,
Okay.
um, and he's also making mention like he was the kind of person who was almost like a handyman. He liked to build things. He liked to fix things. Um,
Yeah.
okay. And it's kind of funny because I feel like there's two of them here.
Hmm.
I feel like one of these people would have been someone who grew up like near farmland, and then another one who would, who would have grown up in like a city or a town, something a little more commercialized is the best way to put it. Um, not like farm area. Um, but I definitely feel like the one that is the handyman, someone likes to build things. That was kind of like his pastime, like when he would be done with work or whatever he was doing. If he was able to go out and go do something or build something or create something, that was kind of like his way to decompress and like his way of also giving gifts. Like he was the kind of person he felt like a gift that was made meant more than a gift that was bought.
Yeah.
Okay, so that part's making sense to you?
Yeah. The horse actually he did fall off and break his leg off the horse and break his leg at one point.
Okay. Okay, so we're there.
And he did grow up in the country.
He did grow up in the country. Okay, awesome. All right, well, we have the right person. Whew. Um, Now he's highlighting a couple other people. Like I feel like he has brothers,
Yes.
and I keep seeing the number three. So I don't know if it was he has two other brothers or he has a brother and a sister, but he definitely has at least one other brother. But the thing is I feel like two of them, like the two siblings, have passed, and one might still be living. I can't really connect with that other one, but I'm seeing two of them holding hands, which means they're there together and they're contemporaries.
I don't know who that would be.
Okay, and that's fine. You might not. I mean, this could even be like. I mean, when I say brother or contemporary, it's brother, sister, best friend, cousin type of a thing. So it could be any of those.
He does have uh three living brothers,
Okay.
and I don't. He's um the only one that has passed away so far uh, in his siblings.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of like maybe a friend.
Could be. I mean, the friend is not talking, so it's not like the friend has a message. It's just kind of helping to bring validation that this is the person that we're talking about.
Okay.
Um, Now, this uncle, did he has a wife that survived him?
Um, he did have a relationship,
Okay.
but they weren't married.
Okay.
I don't think.
But close enough.
Yeah.
Like they've been together for like many years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so like and so it's funny because as each time I keep thinking that, or not necessarily thinking of it, like feeling that and putting that all together, I keep seeing the red roses. Like he's like he really wants to show his love for her. So it's not like he's showering her with the red roses. Um, which if you have any contact with her, just please let her know that for all intents and purposes, her husband is is very much around her and still has a lot of love for her. So if you have contact with her, if you can do that, great. If not, that's okay too. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm the only one who's supposed to have pressure on him right now. Okay. So what your uncle's telling me, and I also want to stress I have read you before, so I want everyone to know that I have met all three of these people before, and I have done independent readings for them. But I had the memory of a goldfish, so I couldn't even tell you what I told you. Um, what I'm being told by the uncle is that there was lots of moving around for you.
For me.
From you, yes. In other words, like you've lived in a few different places. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I part of that, some of that was from childhood, some of that is from adulthood.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, he's highlighting somebody that was in the military. Do you have a family member that was in the military and that was close to you? And I almost want to say dad, but I don't feel like dad was really the one in the military.
I do have family that's close to me. I have a few that's close to me, but that wouldn't be the reason why I moved around a lot. If that's what he's getting at.
No, 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 no. It was more along the lines of it because it wasn't about because like if you, let's say your dad was in the military, that would make sense why you moved around a lot because you'd have to go wherever dad was stationed. That would make sense. But I feel like that there was people that you looked up to that were in the military that you were also close to, and part of you wishes that you could have been around them more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Um, it's almost like military life has intrigued you in a way. Not that you want to join the military, but military life itself had intrigued you because they keep talking about military. Um, hold on, I'm the cat is going after the fish, so hold on a second. I need to make this stop. Hey, you.
Oh, poor Stash. You just ate a fish. Shouldn't he be allowed to?
This fish is candy. He's looking at me like I dare you. We're seriously having a Mexican standoff right now. Get down. Well, I'm gonna leave that right here. He's like, "What? You weren't gonna spray me?" Um. Okay, and going back to kind of just like describing your uncle, I kind of feel like he was a very, very gentle person. Like he's not the kind of person that would ever go out of his way to intentionally cause anybody harm. He was somebody who was more of a maybe not necessarily a peacemaker, but a very, very gentle, go with the flow kind of person. Okay, and I feel like when you were little, he was somebody that would play with you. And he was somebody that might have built you something that you could play with. Like, I don't know if, like, maybe he built, like, something. And I'm not going to get this right on the money, but I feel like he built, like, something that could be, like, maybe a dollhouse, or he could have built you something that you could have used to play with. Because that's what he liked to do.
Yeah, he did. He did play with us a lot as children. So
Okay.
some of the best memories.
Now, was there. Because he's showing me a swing set. Now, did he ever build a swing set or buy a swing set or help put together the swing set?
That's not ringing a bell for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Okay. Time to ask mom. Um, okay. Now, this is strange because I don't know if this is what he eventually passed from, but what? What's the matter?
My mom, she's watching this, and she just texted me and said swing in a tree. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, mom. Um, yeah, okay. So, one of the things that was being mentioned was the colon. like he had problems with his colon. I don't know if this is what he passed from, but this is something that definitely made him uncomfortable multiple times. Um,
Sorry.
that's okay. Um, hi, puppy. Now, I also feel like there was definitely something of the chest that he passed from, but I feel like that there was something that before he passed, there was also something going on with the colon. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but he's definitely highlighting the colon.
Okay.
Now, again, I have a very strong feeling he did pass from the chest. Um,
Yes.
okay, almost like I had a lot of trouble breathing. He was a smoker, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, because it's weird because I'm being shown the large intestine and the colon. So and that like that's the part of the body that's really being highlighted. So and I get the chest, and he's emphasizing I passed from the chest. He's like I passed from I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. But there was something that I don't know if it was a medication he was on or something. But he keeps emphasizing there's a problem with the colon, and that multiple members of your family are susceptible to the same thing. That there could be issues with the colon. This could be something like IBS and stuff like that. In fact, he's emphasizing very very much that he wasn't the kind of person that ate healthy in his life, but he is saying to the surviving members of the family, meaning you, that you really need to do your best to eat healthy, stay away from things that could cause potential blockages. Okay, because what he went through and somewhat of the pain that he went through is something that everyone in the family is susceptible to.
Okay.
Okay,
And yeah, what you just said rings true completely.
okay, thank you, excellent. Um, dear Lord, I have to turn my phone off. My phone is blowing up. um, now this one you're gonna have to validate for me because I'm just trying to figure out what he's trying to show me. I'm gonna tell you what he's showing me, and then hopefully you can validate this. Okay, I'm
Okay.
showing that he was alive when mom and dad split because if I'm not mistaken, mom and dad are split. Yes, they're
No,
not. They are still married.
they are still married.
Okay, so then who was the female and the male that had split that would be close to you or close to the family that he was alive for? And because what he keeps saying is that he wasn't sure how to he didn't know how to console either of them. That this would be these would be two people that he was close to, and it does feel like family. So I don't know if this is making any sense
Okay. I'll have to think on that one.
because I get the feeling like he really loves everybody or loved everybody, and he was the kind of, again, like the go with the flow, very gentle kind of person. But when it came to helping people through grief, it wasn't something that he felt that he was very good at. Now, this is his opinion of what he's bringing through.
Okay. Okay.
And I want to say that he's not wrong. If anything, I'm wrong. Because I'm interpreting the messages. Um, it's just so strange because he keeps highlighting this man in a woman who he was who feels like family. And
So his sister,
mhm,
my aunt. Jeez, sorry. His sister, my aunt, um, got divorced,
mhm.
and apparently he wasn't great at dealing with that.
Okay, so there's that validation. Okay. Um, okay. So and his sister is still alive. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So because he keeps saying it's like I keep being like he's pointing to her, almost like saying, "Could you tell her this?" um. So and he basically he wants to convey an apology. Like I wish I could have been more help to you while you were going through this.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because what he just said, I think is really cool, kind of strange but cool at the same time. He says, I could fix anything but people.
That sounds like something he would say. So, yeah.
Okay, like he's like, you can hand me a piece of machinery, you can hand me a car, you can hand me a house with a hole in it, you can hand me anything. I'll fix it up, make it look good, make it work right. But ask me to fix a person, I have no idea. And I kind of feel like almost emotionally he was, not that he was withdrawn, but he wasn't really good with dealing with other people's emotions. That's kind of what I'm getting through. Not that he wasn't someone who would want to be comforting, and not someone that would, want to be there for someone, but from his perspective, his point of view is that he didn't always know what to say. So he would be silent and listen, and he would try to encourage, but he really felt like he didn't bring a lot of comfort. And he goes, "That's just me." Funny thing is, he goes, "I'm not apologizing for it." That was the funny thing. He's like, "I'm not going to apologize for that. That's who I was." Um, but he wants you to know that, especially, with his surviving siblings, that he's around them a lot. Um, and the funny thing is, he goes, "I give them signs, and they don't see the signs." um, he goes, "And I'm not talking about, the lights flickering or the wind blowing or anything like that." He's like, "I would bring them signs from things like that they would remember that they went through with me." He's not actually telling me what the signs are, but he's like, "If you could tell my niece to just have everybody pay a little bit more attention, you'll see when I'm around."
Okay.
Okay, and then he's not even. It's like, not. It's not anything with anger or frustration or anything like that. He's actually kind of amused. Um,
I could see that.
because he's more like, because his words is like, people in your family, they tend to think that they're very observant people. Okay, and that they're the kind of people that pay attention to things. And he's like, well, if that's true, why can't they pay attention to me? So there was a lot about that. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Okay. So grandma's coming through,
Okay.
and I don't know why, but I keep seeing grandma with pastries. Grandma's like, now it's my turn to be heard. And grandma, being the sweet person she was, but she's also very, very strong, and that anytime she wanted something done, it got done, and nobody asked questions, or they ended up regretting it. That makes sense. Like grandma's, like she was the matriarch of the family.
Yes.
Okay, and that she could be stern, but she not to the point of like mean, but it was like, I want this done, get it done, and then we move on. Um,
Yeah.
but and like she keeps highlighting, that's so cool, because what she's acknowledging is that there's a lot of joy in your family, even no matter what it is everybody goes through. Everybody ends up always feeling a lot of joy, and um, almost like family gatherings are something that everybody looks forward to.
Oh, family gatherings. Yeah.
Okay, um, it's kind of like whenever grandma, I don't know if you guys do this on like the anniversary of her passing. I don't know if you do this like just on holidays, but whenever the family gets together, any type of bickering or whatever is kept to a minimum. Everyone just focuses on being happy and joyful and reliving the happy memories and passing that on to their children, and just wanting the entire family to just experience nothing but joy.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes, that's a great message.
okay, and she's the person, she feels like she is the one that helped to bring about this joy. Like she's like I'm part of the reason why the family stuck together. She's like she feels like she's almost the glue.
Yeah.
Okay, and that she did everything she could to always spread love to everybody. I kind of feel like everybody in the neighborhood almost felt like she was she was their mom or grandma.
Yes. Very, very much so.
And like she was like everybody's rock. Like everybody can come to her with problems. She'd tell you what she thought, and she'd do it in a in a sweet but no holds bar way. Like she'd be very direct, but she'd still be very sweet. Like it wasn't judgmental. It's like, okay, you're going through this, this, and this. Just do this, this, and this, and then the problem be over. Done. Next type of a thing.
Yep. Definitely.
Oh my god, grandma, that's not okay. Okay, so I know this was definitely before her time, but the funny thing that just came, because and she's talking about like children. Okay, she's not meaning this in the way the song was meant, but she was like, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard because she keeps seeing like all the children and stuff that was around her. And like, grandma, you completely got this song wrong. um, yeah, then just grandma trying to be funny. Um, but yeah, she felt like almost like she parented people that weren't even her children, and that brought her a lot of happiness and joy. Okay,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Can't believe grandma would make that reference. That's actually kind of funny. um, okay, so that's done. That is grandma's actually stepping back, and she's like saying it in a very sweet but almost sarcastic way. She's like, "Okay, we've talked. We talked before. Now we're talking. Now we're done talking. I'm going. I'm leaving." Okay. So, was there anybody else you were hoping to connect to?
Um, there were a couple people. Yeah.
Hi, come on up. My partner in crime here wants to come up. Okay, maybe not. He's like, about that, no. Um, Now, are these family members or are these not family members? Because I feel like you have a lot of people around you, and some of these people are not family.
There are a few who aren't family, and there's one in particular who is family.
Okay. Oh, well, pick a side. Come on up. What do you want? Hmm? Hmm. Okay, because I'm just trying to figure out who this person would be. If you tell me who this person is, I can try to connect with them because I'm seeing a bunch of people around you, and some of these people, like I said, are not family, and I'm like, because I don't see them in the same way as I see family members connected to you. Hi, honey. What's up?
I was hoping to connect family-wise to either my grandfather or my niece.
Okay. And grandfather, he passed with something. He had something. Something was wrong with his legs. He had an issue with his legs.
He did have problems with his legs.
Okay. And I feel like grandpa was a very, very quiet man.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him as being pretty quiet.
Oh, geez, cat. Stash, come here. He just tried to jump up and he fell.
Aw.
Come on, up. Come on. Come on. Come on, I give you treats. Come on, come on. Let's do it again. Come on. Can you do it? Sorry, everybody. The boss requires my attention. Come on. Come on. Right here, see? Nope. Come on. Up. You come up. Come on. Come on. See, right there. You have to come up. You have to come up. Yes, say hello to the tarot cards. Come here. Come here. Silly kitty. Um, I feel like he like there was a room in the house that was kind of his. Like when he retreated to this place, nobody was to bother him. Does that make sense? I kind of see him sitting in a chair, almost could be watching TV, reading a book, or doing something like that. But it was kind of like when he went into this place, it was kind of like leave Grandpa alone for a little while.
Yes.
Okay. Um, and it's funny because he's bringing forward a memory, and I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but he's bringing forward a memory that he bought you like a special toy, something that you had wanted when you were a kid. Like I don't know if this was a doll or something like that, but he's bringing this forward like this was like his way of um it was his way of showing love, but it was also like he always wanted you to be happy. So I don't know if this is ringing a bell, but when you were a kid, he's actually showing me that he took you to almost like a toy store or something, and he bought you something, and that was something you really wanted. Everybody else was saying no, they weren't going to get it for you, and then he got it for you, and this was something that kind of like really made you appreciate the relationship you had with your grandfather.
Okay.
Might
It's not ringing a bell per se, but the message behind it makes sense to me.
okay. Again, maybe ask mom. um, another thing that was with grandpa was that whenever he had a disagreement with grandma, it was not something that was ever to be made public. Like if they were gonna have a disagreement, they were gonna have an argument or a fight, it would be something that would happen when he'd make sure nobody was around for it. Um, he was the kind of person that did not like to show any type of division between grandma and grandpa or mom and dad. He was the kind of person that always had everything had to have the appearance that everything was okay.
Okay. I'll have to ask my mom about that one too. As oh, she says for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember seeing them argue at all when I was a kid. So
Okay.
that makes sense.
Okay. Um, hi puppy. What kind of puppy is it?
That one wasn't mine.
Oh, who had a dog?
No.
Oh, um, so he's highlighting that. So the way that him and grandma kind of come through is that I see them holding hands, but it's kind of interesting because it doesn't feel like it's like okay, we're holding hands, we still get along great, but it's like I don't know how to say this with it making sense because the way I'm going to say this is going to be the wrong message. It's not going to come through the way that I want it to come through. So it's almost like they're together up there, but they're not married up there. It's like not like they're doing things outside of marriage up there because they don't do that. But it's almost like they could come together. They can come through together, or they can come through separately. Is kind of the best way I could put it. I could describe it.
Okay.
Um, Grandma kind of giggles at that. She's like, "Yeah, I'll let them talk now." um,
Okay.
because again, he was the quiet one. Like Grandma was the mouthpiece, but in a way, almost Grandpa was almost the brains. Like he was a very very smart person. He would be able to figure out things very quickly. Um, not that Grandma wasn't smart. I want to make clear that Grandma was also a very smart person. She was smart with people. Grandpa was more smart with other things. Um, does that make sense, Mom? I feel like I need.
So
I was like, I kind of feel like Mom needs. We need Mom validation here. um, oh, that's sweet. Your mom is listening, yes?
she is. I think she's watching on Facebook.
On Facebook. Okay, so mom, I want you to know that your and this is her father, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Um, which would make a whole lot of sense because what I'm being told is that your um Your father is showing you a bunch of red roses, which means it's how he, to me, that's a symbol of love, and like pouring a bunch of love on you. Um, he's actually kind of, this is kind of like, he says this as a joke, like he's being funny, but he also means it at the same time. Um, he's like, I feel very proud that I gave my daughter the best life that I possibly could. I did the best I absolutely could, and that even if it wasn't always what she wanted, I feel like and I quote, I did a damn good job. So Grandpa takes pride in the raising of Mom.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Um, Now, I feel like Grandpa was, um, I don't know, in the room or near the room when you were born, but I know that he was one of the first people to hold you when you were born.
Huh. Okay.
Clearly, you're not going to remember that.
No.
Um, because the way I'm feeling about this is that he's like, when he held you and he looked at you, he goes, "She's special."
Aw.
Uh oh.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Kind of feel like I'm making Mom cry now. Mom, are you crying?
She's doing a lot of
Okay.
some little tear faces.
Um, Now your niece, did she die in an accident? Because I feel like her death was sudden.
It was sudden, but it was not an accident. Well, I mean, it wasn't like an accident, like a crash or anything.
No, no, I don't mean it like that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, like she wasn't sick.
right, right, right. And it just kind of happened. Um,
Yeah.
this wasn't a suicide, was it?
No.
Okay, all
No.
right. I'm just trying to piece together what I'm being shown here, and it's like I'm not getting exactly how it was done. Like I don't know. I don't know how she passed. I can tell you that she's there. Um, there's not a whole lot of things that she has to say, but except I'm sorry, and I don't understand what the I'm sorry is.
Oh no. I don't. I don't know. She passed from SIDS, so you're not the only one who couldn't figure it out. Um, but she was just a few months old, so that's. I don't know why she would say sorry, but
Actually, that wouldn't make sense if you really think about it, right? So to your brother or sister or to whomever she belonged to, because I don't know your family tree. Your family tree is probably quite bigger than mine right at this point right now. Um, but because what she was saying is that I'm sorry that I left, and I was like, but there was an immense feeling of gratitude that came along with this. Like, thank you for giving me life, but this just wasn't meant to be. Now, who found her? Because that's who I feel like this apology is coming from, or coming to, or being directed towards, I should say, is whoever found her. Now, best guess, face down in a crib.
I don't think so. But her parents found her, so
Okay. Now, does she have surviving siblings?
yes.
Okay, because that makes sense with the other people that she's highlighting. Because what she's saying, and I'm just gonna give you word for the impressions that I'm getting and kind of how to put this, kind of putting this together was that I'm sorry for the pain that I caused. That my passing has caused you, but I didn't suffer.
Okay.
And Now, I feel like that these siblings would be younger than her,
Mm, they were all born after she passed.
which would make them younger than her.
Yeah.
Okay. Because what she is saying is that me going opened up the door for them coming.
Okay.
And I think this is more along the lines of like the mental state of her parents. Meaning, I don't know if they were planning on having more children before, you know, uh, before she passed. And I don't know if, because I kind of feel like originally it was just going to be her. And then when she passed, they had more.
Okay. Might have to check in with my brother about that at some point.
Okay. Um, but grandma is saying that, and you know what? If I recall correctly, the last time I read you, we talked about a child that was hanging out around grandma.
Yes.
That would be the child. That kind of pulls that together. So know that your niece is safely in the arms of grandma.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You sound like you were amused by that.
I'm just trying to cry in your ear.
Oh, no, cry in my ear. It's okay. You know what? That's fine. You can cry in my ear all you want. Thing is, you're not in front of me. You won't ruin the shirt. um, it is such a strange feeling, though. It was like, I'm here, I'm not here. And it was completely unexpected. And, but I don't remember how I got here. That's just the thing, is like, she doesn't remember how she got there. Like, again, you said SIDS. But for her, it's like, I don't know how I got here. It's just like, I was home and now I'm here, type of a thing. So understand that the transition for her was not long. It was not painful. There was no suffering. She feels very much at peace. She's like, I'm okay here.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Amber, what'd you think? Amber, are you crying? Oh, Amber's. Oh, she might be crying. She's not responding. Oh, there we go.
No, I'm not crying. I'm here.
Oh, I haven't done my job until I made Amber cry.
I'm loving it.
Okay, so um, Amber. Oh my God, there's an Amber. Oh, I thought I lost somebody. So weird. Okay, like because I all of a sudden you and Rochelle switched on my screen. I'm like, oh my God, I lost Amber.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, you're not allowed to be anywhere else. Okay. Um, you've got a bunch of males coming through, which is strange. It's kind of like they're just a bunch of them around you, and it's like because I remember I think last time I read you there was a female that came through for you. Yeah, you had a bunch of males around you. And the only thing that they're actually saying is like we have really nothing to add from the last time you got a reading because that was like what last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Except that there's a male coming into your life that you have to be careful about. Someone who is going to not be completely honest with you. Someone who's going to be charming but dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I feel like you know of this person or you know this person already, but for things to go further with this person, is something that might be on your mind and you just need to be careful and any red flags that you see you need to call out. This is not one of those don't overlook anything.
Okay.
My dear, are you taking a vacation soon?
I was thinking about it until last night.
Okay, because they're highlighting a vacation.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about going somewhere in the next 3 weeks. I got a reading last night, and the reading said I should not be going anywhere.
You mean you're cheating on me?
No, never.
Because I'm definitely being shown a vacation, and I feel like this is a vacation that you would someplace you would go almost like recharge your batteries, but you wouldn't be around a lot of people.
That's what vacation was kind of for. Yes and no.
I don't know why you were told not to go on this vacation or who told you not to go on this vacation. I mean, I would definitely be if you do go on if you do decide to go on this vacation, I would limit my contact with people, and not because of COVID or anything like that. Um, it's more of the feeling of you just need you time. You need to decompress, get rid of responsibilities, just breathe. Okay, because I'm being shown like I'm being shown this, which is like you feel like you're being suffocated. Okay, and you need time to just do you. Funny thing is I kind of see you, and this is probably not where you were planning on going, but the funny thing is I kind of almost see you like in a log cabin by yourself in the woods, and just being like,
I was planning on going to Chattanooga, which is very like mountainy and everything, and yeah, a lot of nature.
okay, yeah, because I could just see you sitting in this place with just you and a book, or
Yeah.
well, you and your iPad. Um, hmm. Funny thing is like I'm getting encouragement from them for you to go.
So weird. Okay.
Like, no, she needs this, but just make sure you're reachable.
Okay.
No, because I'm trying to put together because you just said you had a reading last night and it wasn't for me,
Yeah.
which means you're
Yeah.
cheating on me. Um,
No, it was a phone reader, and she said what she said. She said don't travel for the next 2 months.
I don't know why. Because what I'm getting is that this is an excellent opportunity for you to get a chance to recharge yourself. But there is an opportunity that's going to be coming to you, and that might be within the next 2 months, that you just need to be reachable for. It's like even though you're going to recharge and rejuvenate and replenish yourself, you still do have responsibilities and you need to take care of that. So I don't know if that's maybe why she was telling you not to do it. Like she would feel like you might miss out on something if you went. But definitely feel like this is something that you need to do.
Okay.
In fact, and I don't mean to alarm you, I'm not a doctor, by the way. Doctor, no. Um, me becoming a doctor, especially when they start talking about blood and everything like that, I'll be on the operating table next to you, passed out. Um, but I feel like if you don't do this, you could get sick.
Yeah.
So it just makes no sense that why she would tell you not to do this if part of your health kind of depends on you going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than mental health too. I feel like the stress that you feel like you're under is actually taking a toll on your body. And I feel like you, in a sense, you really haven't been eating right or the way that you're used to or accustomed to. And I feel like, okay, I don't want to get gross about this, but all I will say is, in the best possible way, is that going to the bathroom hasn't been the most pleasant experience for you lately. I'm trying to not be gross about this. The visual I got is not one I ever want to see again, but that's what I get. I mean, like, there could be some digestive issues. Um, so I kind of feel like this is something that you need. You need time to just be able to go to a place where you could decompress. So I personally, and all these males that are coming around you, and I feel like I feel like it's grandpa, great grandpa, great 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 great, all the way up, all around you, and they're like, go.
Okay.
So I mean, obviously, be careful, keep things in mind. Keep in mind what this person told you, but you do need this.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how to. It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to be politically correct here. So there's someone that one of these men are highlighting because no one's identifying themselves. They're all just, I'm grandpa. Um, they're bringing through the person's name starts with an R, but um, it's definitely a name that comes from African descent. Okay. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to edit this because I know this is gonna come out the wrong way, and I really want to emphasize. I mean nothing I mean nothing racist or anything like that. That's not who I am. But I feel like a set of Caucasian parents would not name their child this. It would be something that only like a person with African descent and African roots would name. Oh my God, I'm getting motion sickness. Um, would name would name their child this. It's a beautiful name. It starts with an R. I'm not being told what it is. It sounds like a very beautiful name though. Very very strong, beautiful name. And I feel like this is somebody that you know.
Hmm.
And I feel like either you know or you're going to know. And I don't know if this is the person that they're warning you about as far as all the stuff that has the potential to come through as far as a relationship is concerned. Um, but definitely look out for that R name. It's gonna be a very beautiful name. Like for me, I think it's good. It feels very beautiful. Feels very handsome. Feels like a strong name. Um, like the name has a lot of masculine energy around it. Um,
Okay.
since you do a little bit of what I do, and I know you also have an altar, when was the last time we paid attention to our altar?
Yesterday, but before then, it was a little while.
Okay. Because the funny thing is I keep seeing like one of those males pointing to a table, and I'm seeing my altar in my head. So it's like he's pointing at them, like take care of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely had a conversation about that.
Okay. Okay. Um, do you have any female representations on this altar? Okay. Wine. Get them some sweet wine.
Okay.
Hey, look, alcohol makes everything better. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. um, but yeah, that's really all that's coming through for this. And it's funny because it's not that I'm showing like them feeling mistrust towards this other person that read you,
Mhm.
but what I'm seeing is I'm seeing this, not this, but this, like wires crossing, and that's like my symbol for like something was not communicated right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, and we're all human. We all make mistakes. It's just I feel
Right.
like something that, and I kind of feel like it was more towards that the vacation was not communicated to you properly.
Okay.
And it's okay because like I'm not putting this person down. I'm not saying that they did something wrong.
No.
It's just kind of I feel like a mistake was just made, and an innocent mistake. It wasn't like someone purposely trying to deceive you. I feel like this was something just very innocent.
Okay.
So continue to feel free to go back to that person and and continue to get readings. It was just I feel like this one thing was just not right. Okay,
Mhm.
you know. Okay. So the funny thing is I just got a visual of me driving down a highway with exit signs,
Mhm.
and I feel like but the thing is like I'm supposed to be you in this car, and you're in the passenger seat, and this other person was in the driver's seat that read you, and they got off at the wrong exit. It was like you were supposed to get off at the exit, n- the one ahead of you. For me, it kind of feels like okay, so they may have been right about 2 months not going on vacation, but I don't think it was for this year.
Okay.
I kind of feel like this was meant for a future moment in time.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope that brings some sort of clarity. Or I just confused you more, and if that's the case, too bad, no refunds. I hope that didn't confuse you more, but like I said, like, this is like what I'm seeing, so I'm just describing to you what I'm seeing. I'm being shown, that getting off at the wrong exit. You're supposed to go off at the next exit, which simply means to me that this was something that was supposed to happen more later on in the future.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's really all the time that we have for today, unless you have questions.
No.
And completely off topic, did you get my email?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Okay. Um, I didn't want to bug you about it, so I didn't want to be like, Amber, did you get my email?
You're fine.
Okay, good.
You're fine.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone, I want to thank everyone who watched for watching. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to channel your relatives. I wish everyone who was watching, including my guests here, much love, light, peace, and happiness. And I will see all of you soon. I hope all of you have a great